Hey guys, it's Coach Yana, founder and CEO of the Laptop Life Coach, which is the premier personal development brand for young people. Today, I'm going to be telling you all about what we do, why we do it, and how your student can get involved. So, we at the Laptop Life Coach work with two different age groups. As young as 7 to 11, we go as old as 13 for neurodivergent students, and 16 to 22, which is that like 10th grade through college graduation. So, for the young people, we have created an entire digital ecosystem to help them make better decisions earlier, all right, in pivotal times of their life. The ages from 7 to 11 are where we do more confidence coaching, where we're building in the understanding of who they are as a person, helping them stay safe on video games like Roblox and Minecraft through virtual gaming clubs. We also have 6-week courses utilizing those same games, Roblox and Minecraft, of course, a 6-week public speaking course, and a 6-week leadership course. We also have books, an animated web series, and one-on-one coaching. It's literally a full digital ecosystem for the young people to help them make better decisions, to help them find themselves, and also have friends, have a social circle that is safe, that is monitored, and allows them to grow. Even in the gaming clubs, they are gaming clubs, but they are actually group confidence coaching sessions where we are purposefully pouring positivity into them so that they can get that confidence, get those social skills, get to know who they are, understand how to handle conflict, understand critical thinking skills that we utilize through the games. And then, of course, that's compounded in the courses. For example, in the 6-week course, let's say it's for our Roblox game, Dress to Impress, they are given a lecture portion, which is done through a presentation. And even in the presentation, I still like to keep it fun because even myself, after 10 minutes of someone being boring and presenting, I start thinking about what I'm going to eat later. What am I going to do with my nail design? Like everything else, and the information starts to just do like this. Fume, fume. So we created a system where they can still draw on the Zoom and have those because it's small classes, especially for the courses. The clubs are small, but the classes are smaller because there's actual information to get through. So after we teach them the skill, we actually practice it in the game. So for example, the first week of the public presentation course, we're teaching that all presentations have a beginning, middle, and end. So in the game, instead of just designing and sharing their outfit like they normally would in club, they will present their outfits using a beginning, middle, and end. So that way, all learning styles are covered because now they're playing the game, but they're actually utilizing the skills that they learned previously, like beginning, middle, and end in the presentation. Then we also, like I said, have books. The books go along with the animated web series, which is called Journey, and then number 2, Imagination Land. It can be found on YouTube. That series was created because originally, long story short, I wanted to make a movie. One of my students was like, no, you shouldn't make a movie. You should make a series. And, who am I to argue with a kid? They know what they want. Now, before I knew how much work 100 episodes was, I agreed to it. I have 10 episodes down and I have no plan of when I'm going to finish the other 90 because I just don't have the time right now. The books go along with the animated web series because the books are a space where I help them with critical thinking skills, reading skills, and different things. So one of them is called the Book of Unfinished Stories, and that is where students can create their own version of the story and they have to fill in the words. It's like a Mad Libs coloring book, so to speak. And they get to draw their own characters, draw their own story, fill in, learn what adjectives are, verbs, and all the things. There's another activity, and then at the end, they get to create their own version of the web series. Then we also have the cultural books, where the idea is to have one book for each culture, basically, or in different identities and all the different things. And in those books, I teach about women from the past who overcame insurmountable circumstances. So real women from history, as well as women and girls from the web series. So it all ties together because my sister and I created these dolls, and the dolls appear in the animated series as well. In those books also we have experiments like how to test the vitamin C. In the book for Shine in My Sari, which is for Indian girls, or which is about Indian women and Indian girls. We also have like a Dear Future Me, a mirror activity. Like it's literally a activity book where there's so many activities, so many things to read, so many things to learn from, because I really want these young people to see themselves. And in order for you to know that you can change the world without being someone else's entertainment, sometimes you have to see it, especially in communities of colors. Our wave pavers and our quote unquote leaders are entertainment figures. So we need to know, our young people need to know that you can be more than an athlete. You can be more than a singer, than a dancer. And I was a dancer, I was a cheerleader, all the things. So I'm not hating, but the fact of the matter is you can change the world by creating a software or doing something with the internet. Like a Black woman is the one who started the whole Zoom aspects of life, and she's featured in one of the books. So that is what I do for the young people 7 to 11. And again, it's a whole series, it's a whole digital ecosystem. One-on-one coaching is included there. Then, long story short, on the same day, two moms in two different places asked me if we also work with college students. The first one I said no, because I'm not a liar. And then the second one on the same day, I took that as a sign. So then we created the Milestones Mentoring, which is more of the personal development brand, and how it ended up coming from just pure confidence coaching to the premier personal development brand that it is today. And so with the older students, it's more so focused on high touch one-on-one coaching, as well as self-paced academical, oh goodness, as well as self-paced courses and options. So that way they can learn at their own time, learn about life, critical thinking skills, learn where to sit in the classroom, because I did a lot at my university. That's how I ended up getting a full ride my last year, because I sat in that financial aid office and I demanded politely that they pay for my full ride, because I had done so much for the school. It only made sense that they would pay me to go there, because I deserved that because of everything that I did. And they ended up agreeing. So I got my full ride paid for my senior year of college. And I also worked at a nonprofit. So I have all the skills, and I'm like, you know what, might as well pour that into these young people. And that's how we ended up with the Laptop Life Coach, not just being a confidence coaching arm, but being an actual personal development brand for the next generation, because these young women that are hitting the world and coming into themselves, they have to learn how to speak up for themselves, how to advocate for themselves. And I can't be everywhere, so I do take one-on-one clients, at least for right now, but I'm thinking about stopping, because you can only pour so much into one-on-ones. And then that's why we also have the personal development angle, where it comes in at where they can learn at their own pace. We also have mother-daughter coaching as well. But in order to qualify to have one-on-one coaching, I personally have had to have worked with your daughter for 4 weeks before we will even invite you to do the mother-daughter one-on-one coaching, because it's awkward if you don't already know the daughter. If I kind of know the mom and I know the daughter really well, then we can do work. But if I don't know either one of them, you can't just start from scratch. And then it's going to be awkward if there's already communication gaps. I'm not in the business of just like, oh, I'm going to do this because it's good money. Like, yes, but also it has to work. It has to work. And so you're only even eligible to apply for that if you've worked with me for 4 weeks, and then you can get invited to that program as well. But anyway, that's all about the Laptop Life Coach. I created this brand because I'm a big sister in real life, and I wanted nothing more when I was growing up than to have a big sister. And then as I started to do this work, I started to realize, oh my gosh, like there's so many gaps to fill. There's so many this, there's so many that. So it went from just being about confidence coaching to an actual premier personal development brand for young people. And yeah, so that's who I am. That's why I created the Laptop Life Coach. And I've worked with over 150, I think at this point, maybe closer to 200 families worldwide. I have students in Australia. I have students in South Korea. I have students in the US, obviously. I've had a student in Taiwan before. I've had I think those are the main countries that I'm aware of that I've worked with because this is virtual, it's global. I have students, a lot of students on the West Coast, on the East Coast, in Middle America, all the different things because all young people need someone in their corner who's helping direct them in the right direction and helping to keep them safe. Alrighty, so once again, my name is Coach Yana. I am the founder of the Laptop Life Coach, which is the premier personal development brand for young people ages 6 to 12 really, but I usually just say 7 to 11, 7 to 11 and 16 to 22. All right, my name is Coach Yana, and as always, I approve this message.